Good morning, everyone. This is Tamaya, aka Maya. Hence, the name of the channel is Maya's Minute. And the reason I created this channel is, I guess I would say I created for a place where I could be transparent and possibly help some of you all, possibly bless some of you all, possibly, um, matter of fact, I know I have to um, give a lot of my experiences just to help some of you all because I know that some of you all um, are going through some things right now, and a lot of it is probably things that I've already experienced. Um, I've been through a lot of things. Um, a lot of it I'm a lot of it I'm not proud of. A lot of it brings me shame. But something that I've come to the realization of is that um, during this year, I've been reminded at least on three separate occasions that I know that um, it's something that I can't keep to myself. I know that there are other people out there who need to hear what it is that I have to say. And when I say that I've been reminded on three different times, it was once very, very early this year. Um, this young lady was giving her testimony, and after listening to her, I said, wow. I said, Tamaya, you got to start speaking. You got to say something. Um, the next time that I can remember it happened was, I think it was early September. Um, one of my sisters in Christ um, shared something with me. It was actually something that her mother wrote before she passed away. And after reading that, that hit me because it was another reminder, like, Tamaya, whatever you've been through, whatever you have gone through is not for you. It's you need to share, you need to tell somebody because to help them so they don't fall into the same pit or they don't make the same mistakes. The third time that I can remember it hit me this year was I went to a conference. It was a women's conference. It was I think the end of September. It was called Her Story, and um, during that during that weekend, it hit me again so hard that you have a story to tell. Like, what you've been through is not for you. It's not for you to keep inside, or it's not for you to be ashamed of anything. It's so that you can bless somebody else, that you can encourage somebody else. And I know that even the fact that um, that 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 feeling that makes me not want to speak, or that feeling that says, oh, you know, they gonna look at you different, or they gonna judge you, or they gonna this and they gonna that. I know even that is is not of God, because I know that um, it's not who I am anymore. And I know that the fact that I'm not there anymore, the fact that I don't live that life that I once lived, I know that that is only because of only because of God's saving grace. I'm trying not to cry because it's just like it's like so much on the inside that I want to that I wanna talk about. But I guess what's most present on my mind at this very moment is I guess like the moment I realized, like, it really hit me, like God's plan for marriage and family. Like, I guess when that really hit me um is, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. And the the incident that really, I guess I should give you a little background. I have four sons. I have a husband. I have 4 sons. Um, their ages are 24, 16, and then 5 and 7. So if you're wondering about the huge gap, um, my 24-year-old, I had him when I was a freshman in college. My 16-year-old, I had him 8 years later. Um, but I was living, I was in Tamaya's world, and I was doing what I thought and doing what I felt. I wasn't seeking God. I thought I was, but ultimately I wasn't. So fast forward to 20, met my husband in 2010. We got married in 2013. So I say, and then we had 2 more sons. After I got married, I had 2 more sons. So when my third son was about maybe four, because he kind of understood like what the family unit consisted of at the time. Um, my second oldest son he has a regular schedule that he goes and visits with his father, and and a 4-year-old mine at the time, he's 7 now, but at the time he was 4. I think he was 4, between 3 and 4. Um, he understands this is our home, this is our family. It's my 4 sons, it's me and my husband. So my second oldest son was going to visit with his dad, and we were dropping him off, and at the time he was the 4-year-old, he began to cry, and and I remember asking him, like, why are you crying? He was like, well, because I don't want him to leave. Like where's he going? And my son is trying to explain to his younger brother, like, I have to go spend time with my dad. And his mind, he doesn't understand. Like, he's like, in his mind, like, this is our family unit. Like, we live in a home together. This is our home. This is our family. He doesn't understand. Like, what do you mean you going to visit with your dad? Because in his mind, this is our home. So he's like, he don't understand. So at that point, I remember that day, like, it hit me. Like, it hit me in my chest. It hit me in my heart so hard and so much, as the point, like, I think I cried that day, and I was just like, I just like, God, this is the result of me. This is the result of my sin, pretty much. Me not living the way you wanted me to live, or me not doing life the way that you intended for us to do life. Because your way is a husband and wife get married, they're together under one roof, and they raise their children, and that's the way you intended, and that's the way technically it should be. Now I thank God, that my sons are okay, and that he's okay, but ultimately it wasn't his plan, for him to have to be, you know here sometime and gone to his dad sometime, and he's here and he's with his dad, and but thank God he's okay. God has kept him. God has kept us, and it has worked, and it's still working, and it takes God for it to work. But I said it to say, that day when my child was crying, he didn't understand why his brother had to leave. He didn't understand why he's going to visit his dad. It hurt. It hurt, and it hit me. It hit me really hard. And another point that just came to my mind is, if you are in a co-parenting situation, and you and the father, or if you're a man that's listening, if you and the mother are not communicating, um, try your best to communicate, because it may not seem so at this very moment, but believe me, the child will suffer, or is suffering in some way, when you and the other party are not communicating. And also, they're smart, they're sly, they're slick. They will take advantage of that, and somehow, Like in their mind, if they know, oh, mommy and daddy not talking, daddy and mom don't talk, they don't communicate, um, they gonna take advantage of that in some way. Just think about it, the mind of a child. They gonna find some way to take advantage of that situation. So if I could encourage you, I encourage you to communicate. Um, Try your best. Put your issues aside, your pride, your frustration, your unforgiveness, whatever it is. Try your best. Put it aside, and yeah, you guys gotta communicate because that's the only way you are gonna be on the same page and um, move forward in the best interest of that child. So I'm gonna close for now because I feel like I've been talking for too long. But yeah. So I'll be I'll be talking to you guys some more. This is the first of hopefully many more videos to come, and I hope that you were encouraged in some way, and I'll see you soon.